Hey you, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance medical copywriter, and today I'm going to share some of the problems I have with copywriters. In general, I love copywriting. I see it as a tool for effective communication and putting products and services into the hands of the right people. And again, if you're writing for people whose products and services you believe in, it can be really exciting because you get to tell everybody about how wonderful it is and get the right people to find solutions to their real problems. But with any industry, there's always things that, kind of irk you or rub you the wrong way. So today I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of those things. I have basically like three things that irk me about copywriters as I've, come into contact with more and more, especially through, my online course and hearing people have reactions to that, especially when they're copywriters who have been around for a long time. So the first thing is actually more for how copywriters, I see them interact with their clients. I really don't love how a lot of copywriters don't consider the long game. They don't necessarily think 5-10 years ahead. And so what that can result in sometimes is just getting quick wins. And yeah, we all love our stats. We love, quick conversions and, excellent open rates and click-through rates. But at the end of the day, everything that you're creating as a copywriter should really serve a long-term goal and have the intention of really delivering value to your customer and your audience for the long run. You want to be in business that you love forever, and you want to always be thinking with that mindset. So that means sometimes not doing the thing that's going to earn you the cash right away, but instead thinking what will be a really good foundation for either me personally as a copywriter or for my client and their business. So sometimes that means taking a hit. Sometimes that means backpedaling and restructuring or reorganizing, and sometimes or relearning something, and sometimes that costs money. Sometimes it's not always about making the decision that's going to win big right now, but is going to serve your people, whoever that might be, in the long run. So that's one that kind of just, I'm like, that's not the best decision for the long term. The other one is when copywriters see other copywriters as competition. See, we live in a world where there is so much work, especially in the digital space, which is really what I'm generally talking about. It is expansive, it is continuing to grow, and there is enough work to go around. So seeing other copywriters as competition, I think actually really limits you as a copywriter. It prevents you from seeing, opportunities or new relationships. When you read about any of the classic copywriters, Gary Halbert, Eugene Schwartz, I'm recently reading Brian Kurtz's book, and he talks about this a lot. They're all friends. They're all buds, and they learn from each other, and they have respect for one another. And guess what? That allows them to grow more. Because when you see somebody as competition, you're not open to learning from them. And when you're not open to learning from them, you limit your own growth. So I really genuinely don't see other copywriters as competition. We all have our things that we're good at. We all have our things that we're not so good at or will, want to be better at. And so, yeah, I just don't think that viewing other copywriters as competition is helpful for yourself and for the industry. We have a lot to learn from one another. And I love it because copywriting is a skill that you're never going to be done improving on. You're always going to be learning something new. The landscape's always going to be changing. So getting upset about changes or newbie copywriters coming in is just not useful for you. And that brings me to the third one, which is copywriters who get frustrated with newbie copywriters. First of all, you were a newbie copywriter at one point too. We all were. Everyone has to start somewhere. And everyone has their first day on a job. You know what I mean? Everyone has to start their journey somewhere. So there's no reason to get frustrated when you see there are a lot of newbie copywriters, or you start to become aware of it because really, people have been learning this in universities and have been self-teaching themselves this skill for so long. It's not this having an influx of newbie copywriters is nothing new, not really. And then the other thing that I think copywriters forget that kind of ties into this one is that there are businesses that need copywriters of all skill sets and skill levels, right? So there are some that will not be able to afford my services, for example. There are some businesses that are just starting out in their marketing and they're getting, their feet wet, and they might not be able to afford my services. And that is okay. There are copywriters who are just starting out who are going to be a better fit for them. And then there are people, clients or whatever, companies that won't want to hire me. And that's maybe because they want a massive agency, or they want somebody who's like insane at e-commerce sales. And that's okay too. There are hundreds of thousands of businesses online. I mean, millions. And there are so many opportunities, and they're continuing to grow as more and more people come online. And really, I think a lot of this ties into just the difference between having an abundance mindset and a scarcity mindset. When you have a scarcity mindset, you interact with the world and other copywriters and people in your industry based out of fear. Like, there's not enough work to go around. What if I can't get another job? Why are there all these newbie copywriters? How dare they start trying to encroach in my industry? And when you're, interacting out of fear, not only can your clients like smell that on you, and it's not usually somebody they want to work with, but it kind of like takes a toll on you emotionally. You are going to it's just going to be much more of a drag, really, to get up and do your work if you constantly are living in fear that you won't have your next project. And I've also found in my business, because I have lived and worked with a scarcity mindset before, I have found that when I adopt an abundance mindset, which means having the beliefs that there's more than enough work to go around, that we should all lift each other up, that I have an opportunity to learn from other copywriters, when I have that abundance mindset, more work comes to me more easily. And I'm not begging for work. And I am no longer panicking if a client decides not to go with me. I don't take it personally anymore. And I just realize that there's a good fit for everyone. And I think that is true all the way up the copywriting ladder. So there you have it, a little bit of my irks in the copywriting world. If you like that video, go ahead and hit a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments. What do you think of that? Do you work on developing and growing your abundance mindset? Because it's been one of the biggest game changers for me and my business. And of course, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I release videos weekly, and I want to hear what you think in the comments, and let me know if there's anything else you want to see, because that's why I'm here, guys, to help you out. So thanks so much.